Do not quit your day job. Build your business up on the side. A lot of early stage entrepreneurs come to me asking when the best time is to quit their day job and go all in on their new business. I personally made the mistake of quitting my 9-to-5 without an escape plan. This caused me all kinds of stress. I had bills to pay, I had no money coming in to stay afloat or dedicate time into getting my supplement brand off the ground. For today's topic, we're going to be covering how to get over the fear of taking the big leap of faith into starting your own online business. Now, the startup phase can be the most daunting, yet at the same time, the most exciting part, since you start out full of enthusiasm and you really want to use that momentum to fuel your way forward. Just like the strongman pulling a 20-ton truck, it takes a big push or pull in the beginning to overcome inertia and get things moving. Once in motion, things tend to get relatively easier. The key is to try and maintain this momentum. Now, Newton's first law of motion dictates that an object at rest remains at rest, and an object in motion remains in motion at constant speed and in a straight line unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. Now, this unbalanced force at play for the above quote will refer to both your willpower in the beginning, momentum in the middle, and the opposing force generally is the resistance in the form of problems that life will place in front of you. If you're anything like me, when I first started out, you're super energized to build your business and work towards your vision of financial, time and location freedom, but sometimes you find yourself procrastinating, you're obsessing over the detail, which can cause analysis paralysis and hinder any forward progress. We're going to discuss the best ways to overcome this today. Let's start with who I am and why I'm best placed to give this advice. I started my first e-commerce business back in 2015 and I didn't have a clue. Literally not a clue. I learned through almost a decade of trial and error about what not to do so that I can show you the quickest and easiest route to start and scale your own online business. Since then, I've scaled multiple brands to high 6- and 7-figure annual revenues. I mean, one brand has done over 3 million in the last 12 months alone. And I now work with e-com brands and individuals around the world to show founders how to start and scale their own business and live life on their own terms. To help you overcome the fear of starting your own business, here are the most important lessons that I've learned that you should try to avoid. Number 1, do not quit your day job. Build your business up on the side. Why do I say that? A lot of early stage entrepreneurs come to me asking when the best time is to quit their day job and go all in on their new business. I personally made the mistake of quitting my 9-to-5 without an escape plan. This caused me all kinds of stress. I had bills to pay, I had no money coming in to stay afloat or dedicate time into getting my supplement brand off the ground. Authors and billionaires such as Richard Branson sometimes recommend the jump out of the plane and construct a parachute on the way down approach. But for early stage entrepreneurs, this can be catastrophic since you're kicked into permanent survival mode. Somehow I did manage to pull it off, but it meant working 1 to 2 side gigs to cover expenses. If I was to do this again, I would keep and maintain my main source of income and leverage my mornings, evenings and weekends to try and get ahead of the game until my business is at least able to replicate or replace my 9-to-5 income. This in and of itself will save you incredible amounts of stress. There's a good quote by Paulo Coelho that says, "One day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do the things you've always wanted. Do it now." Okay, and the reason I bring that up is because it is incredibly important for you to take action and not hide behind excuses as to why now isn't the correct time. If it's the right time, tomorrow never comes, you will figure a way to make this happen. So, number 2, overcoming fear of failure. Getting out of your own way when starting up any new enterprise sounds easy in principle, but in practice it can be the single biggest hindrance to making any sort of meaningful progress. I frequently hear entrepreneurs talk about the things that can and probably will go wrong before they've even taken a single step towards building it. You're worried about funding, you're worried about managing, staffing, creating and testing products and services. You're thinking about learning web design to build a website, how you're going to cash flow your way to 100 million, and all of the hundreds or thousands of steps in between. Most times in this state, it's tempting for you to catastrophize. Your reptilian brain lights up, which craves comfort and security. It works in overdrive, literally making you talk yourself out of taking whatever the initial steps are towards building your dream life. To compound this, you're also generally scared of what others are going to say if it all goes wrong. You're afraid of losing it all and having to start again from zero. Whilst these are all valid worries, almost 100% of these are fabricated and all in your mind. You're thinking and planning for putting out level 3 and 4 problems before you've even got the level 1 plans in motion. If you take time to step out of the situation, things really are already bad. They're bad enough to motivate you to want to build this business and create a life on your own terms. That's the end goal, right? Worst case, you spend some time, energy and resource on this new endeavor which has uncapped upside and you don't, for whatever reason, make it a success first time. You see, if you follow step 1 above, then you don't need to worry about this. You'll build up your business naturally on the side. Your downside is covered. You have leverage. You have a bit of a safety net. Now, failing at business isn't a zero-sum game. This is because the next time you try, you'll be starting from experience, so actually it moves you forward. If you fail fast and fail intelligently and don't give up, this knowledge can compound and you'll know what not to do. And sometimes this is as valuable as knowing what not to do. So why make it any more difficult for yourself by thinking about all the things that could go wrong? Try and flip this, switch this thinking and replace those thoughts with all of the things that will go right once you've executed correctly. I cannot stress how important it is to build your mindset as an early stage entrepreneur. There's a good quote that goes, "The skill set without the mindset will leave you upset." Now, time for a little shameless plug. Sorry, not sorry. I preach that mindset constitutes almost 90% of any successful entrepreneurial journey. If you'd like mindset coaching or strategic planning for your online business, you can now register interest to book a time using the link below. I designed this to be the resource that I wish existed when I first started out on my business journey. Trust me, it would have saved countless years and hundreds of thousands of unnecessary mistakes. Don't find your way in the dark. Number 3, time and energy management. A master algorithm for life, I've learned, goes something like this, where attention flows, energy flows, and results show or grow. What does this mean for you as an early stage entrepreneur? It means that you need to control and value your attention. We live in the attention economy now, and this dictates that we need to regain sovereignty over our time. This has even more relevance if you're in the startup phase and still working a full or part-time job to cover your financial bases. You need to know what your money dials are. For example, what are the key functional areas of your business that are going to bring in the most sales? Most times this is oriented around sales and marketing, but in the beginning it can be a multitude of things and it can be difficult to find out where to place your time, focus and attention. If you find yourself in this state, there's another good axiom which can help, and it goes, whatever hinders your task is your task. It's a great axiom to help keep you focused on the few key projects that actually matter. Now, as you're the one driving your business, you must learn which functional or technical parts of the business to work on that are going to move the needle and get you closer to launching or bringing in more revenue. This will change depending on which phase you're in, but you need to be crystal clear on your short and long-term objectives and keep these front and center of mind. With technology and things around you all vying for your attention, carving our dedicated deep work blocks of undistracted work will expedite your progress and move you closer to the next milestone. You need to work through periods of deep creative work to expedite the process and follow Seth Godin's advice to eat that frog. Without going down another rabbit hole, this metaphor refers to doing the thing you least want to do first and not spending time shuffling papers, looking busy just to feel productive. And let's be honest, that's what the 9-to-5 grind encourages you to do, to look productive and pass time and not get fired. This will not sit well in your own business where every day and micro action counts. One good way of working is to set tight deadlines for yourself. Study Parkinson's Law and make sure you're making even 1% progression every single day in line with your North Star goal. And one side point I feel is important to mention is getting out of the habit of only working when you feel like it. Develop a monk-like discipline and condition yourself to work regardless of how you feel. This takes us very nicely onto point 4. Get out of your own way. Imposter Syndrome is very real. It still exists even for me after 10 years and countless millions made in online sales. This is a topic which in and of itself we'll cover in a future edition, but without me spending too much time trying to convince you that it's all a facade, it is. I'm going to posit another interesting point of view from Alex Hormozi. He basically said if you have or feel imposter syndrome, then it might actually be correct. You maybe aren't good enough yet. The key is yet. Sometimes it can be a healthy sign that you're growing, you're progressing, you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, and there is an element or elements of whatever this completed skill set stack is that you're not fully proficient in right now. It shows there's still learnings ahead to master the skill, but the key lies in, are you going to run towards it and build the skill set? Are you going to do the hard thing and put yourself out there? Or will you assign the voices in your head power and shy away from doing the thing? If there's a message I could portray and get across a billboard to show everyone, it would literally be this: do not believe everything you think. My short form advice on imposter syndrome is to stay in that hungry, eager pursuit of knowledge and feel the fear and do it anyway. For me, every single day is a school day. Every situation presents an opportunity for learning. This learning can only happen if you immerse yourself in the thing and ignore the voices in your head. It is literally your job to prove them wrong. There's a good saying that goes, confidence without competence is delusion. The task here is to build your undeniable stack of skills and prove to yourself and to the world that you're capable of doing extraordinary things. In the beginning, focusing on controlling your controllables and not getting too caught up in the weeds. I mean, it's already hard enough without self-sabotaging yourself via your own internal dialogue. Change your thoughts, change your life. The key here is to focus on what is directly within your sphere of influence. A strong mindset will power you through all of the learnings necessary to complete whatever stands in your way. And like Ryan Holiday said, the obstacle is the way. Okay, number 5, set unrealistic expectations. Yes, you heard that right. Sometimes you have to be unrealistic to be realistic. Little like a ship setting out on a voyage, you need to have a clear heading. I'll talk more about goals and destination setting in another post, but the key here is to make sure that you know exactly where you're going and what you're optimizing for. A goal without a plan is just a wish. So if you're striving for mediocre pursuits, then the moment business gets hard, which it will, then you're going to be tempted to quit. You really need to get crystal clear on how this business is going to impact your life and those around you. The same goes for your customers. You need to be adding value. I'm not talking about goal setting per se. I'm talking about a full-scale vision that documents everything this business can be for you. If you cap it and lower the expectations to be realistic, I'm telling you now, without a strong vision, you will quit. Spend some time on curating this. Ask yourself and remove all limitations. What does your dream or what does my dream life look like? But get really granular with it. Box off all of the senses. If you'd like the link to my Alchemy of Self document, please feel welcome to get in touch with me directly by replying or leaving a comment or even sending me a DM. This is a very powerful document that I guarantee will change the course of your life. It did for me, and all I can speak from is experience. If you don't take time to set your North Star goal, your life will literally be molded to suit those around you. Without a destination, you'll be swept up somewhere you don't want to be, and you'll call it fate. Do not be this person. Okay, number 6, get support from experienced mentors. I mean, I hope this one goes without saying, but the only life hack and shortcut to success in any domain is to learn the lessons from those who've blazed the trail and are living the life you dream to have one day. If you're starting out and don't have the resource to buy, then who are you following on social media? What documentaries are you watching on Netflix? Which podcasts are you subscribed and learning from? Which books are you reading by successful entrepreneurs? Which YouTube channels are you tuning into every week? Remember, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and this includes virtual time too. How much of your low activity transitory time, such as walking or driving, lounging around, or even training in the gym, are you dedicating to listen to the stories of other successful entrepreneurs? Remember, we live in the information age and access to high quality information is literally all around us. Most of it is either a few dollars a month or it's streaming online for free. You have no excuse to not be learning every day. For those of you who would like a helping hand with setting your online business up, you can even leverage my direct experience of starting and scaling multiple e-commerce brands from thought to inception, to idea, to 6 and 7 figure revenues. I'd actually proactively encourage you to do so by applying to join my school community, which is in the link below. I'm hosting one-to-one, one-to-many calls every week where you'll have direct access to my domain level experience. If you'd like to join, the link is below. That's all for today, folks. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, along with any topics you'd like me to cover for you. I read and reply to every single one of your replies, so give this a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. To your unstoppable success. Ciao.